Welcome back to Trailer Park Tales. I have my girlfriend with me here today.
Hi, my name's Tori.
Tori. Today is moving day, so we're going to go over a little bit of the process on how and what's necessary to get done when you're getting ready to move the rig.
Just any little tips and tricks that we've picked up over the last few months, getting the trailer ready to go, things that you absolutely have to do that are necessary, other things that we just like to do. Really, we'll just be giving you a brief overview of things that happen outside the trailer because there's also so much more that goes on the inside, so we'll do something for the inside at a later date.
Yeah, the trailer's a mess today, so we thought we'd save you the headache. The focus will be on fifth wheel and loading the fifth wheel to the plate on the back of the truck. I know a lot of people aren't familiar with that process, and it's pretty crucial. So, all right, so we'll take you through the process. I'm gonna go put the camera outside and tear it down and show you what goes on and the glories of the shitter hose and all that stuff. So, all right, stay tuned. So while Tori's inside packing things up, I am out here dealing with the hoses and electrical lines. Usually start with the water. Water is the last thing you're really going to need unless you're flushing toilets still. And then I move on to the sewage hose. The sewage hose is always fun. I actually ended up adding an additional valve at the end because no matter what I did, there was always some waste coming out when I went to go hook up the next time we parked. So tucked away the water hose and went over to grab my gloves for the sewage hose. I highly recommend them. It's not fun getting, feces on yourself, and it is likely to happen. So highly recommend going to like Camping World or Walmart and buying these blue sewage waste gloves. And I always disconnect from the trailer first and then help guide any additional waste towards the septic tank, because it's a lot of times your hose will be at an incline or whatever, and you'll get a lot of waste stuck in there. So this hose in particular has a couple caps to put on there. I don't usually rinse them out, but it's definitely a good idea. And then I tuck that away. I have a little box I have in the storage, under storage over there that I put these in because my trailer doesn't come equipped with that little hitch piece that people tuck their hoses into. Then I move forward and on to loading the trailer. Highly recommend that you have a spotter when doing this, especially if you're not accustomed to loading trailers. This particular truck we bought because its whole existence is to tow. This is an F450, and it is just built to tow. So it comes with a lot of backup cameras, and I have a camera in the bed that I can use to help line me up and get me going for that. But always a good idea to use a backer, for unexpected reasons. Like the dog just jumped in the truck. He could have ran up between the cab or something and got pinched. Who knows? So use a backer. And then I'll zoom in here in a second and show you a little bit more detail what goes on back there. So here's a different angle of me loading up the trailer. When doing this, you want the fifth wheel plate to gently pick up on the trailer, make contact, and it'll lift up the trailer a little bit. That's fine. Then you're going to need to come back around and connect your 7-pin electrical. That's for your brakes, electric trailer brakes. Connect your lights, and then with this particular truck, it gives you a lot of actually more information on the inside. It's a pretty high-tech towing vehicle, so that's kind of nice. It tells me if all my lights are working and things like that. So grab your electrical line, hook that up, and then your safety pin. As you can tell, I am not wearing the same clothes. We ended up shooting a couple more shots, just a couple things I didn't get or I wasn't really happy with the first time we took the video, and we move once a month and then a week from that point. So I get a lot of opportunity to do these kinds of things and a lot of practice. So I like to hook my safety pin around the locking arm and then into the safety pin that keeps that arm from opening while in motion. Certain hitches have different areas you can use. Make sure it's a nice secure point, because if the trailer ever disconnects from the truck, you want it to pull that pin, and that'll engage your brakes. So once the truck's connected to the trailer, you need to lift up all your jacks, obviously, make sure all your slides are in. And then you want to pull gently forward on what the chock's still in place, so that this'll if the trailer's not properly connected, this will be the time to figure that out. You know, it'll open up or unlock, and then obviously you need to make corrections. And then once you pull forward, you can remove, and the trailer is connected, you can remove the rear chocks and then back up a little bit and remove the front. This is that process. Is check the tire pressure on your trailer tires. So not all tires are the same. I believe mine are at a max PSI of 110. And to my understanding, and what I'm going to recommend, is that you run the max pressure while under load. Or, you know, these trailer tires are designed to carry more weight than your average car tire is. So it's not going to be a simple 45 PSI or 30 PSI or whatever is usually recommended in your car. There's going to be much higher, and that's because you have much more weight on it. The same goes for your truck. I recommend using the max tire pressure recommended on the tire while towing and under load. You're also going to want to check your tire lug nuts. You want to make sure those are tight and torqued to spec. You can find those specs in the manual on the trailer, most likely. And I recommend you go out and you buy a torque wrench, just so there's no guessing game, and you do that before every trip. Once that's all done, you need to make sure that all of your trailer lights are working in sequence with your truck. So that's your brake lights, your turn signals, your hazards. Just have someone go behind the trailer, someone sit in the cab of the truck, engage the signals, so that you know that come traffic time, you're not getting rear-ended because your brake lights weren't working. After that, you're pretty much good to go. You've checked your tire pressures, your lug nuts, all the slides are in, the jacks are up, the truck's properly loaded to the trailer. You have secured all of the insides, you know, your TVs, anything glass that might break or fall from cabinets you want to take down. For me, I have to secure a makeshift closet we put in the rear of the trailer, and that should about cover it. After that, you know, just if you're unfamiliar with driving trailers, you know, just get comfortable, go to a nice open area, practice backing up, practice turning, and always keep in mind that you have something behind you. It can be pretty stressful. You need to be aware of the height of your trailer. So clearance issues, there's a lot of low-hanging bridges you want to avoid, and try to plan out your route. If you can avoid backing up in any sense, it's always best. So if you can plan your route so you can always pull through and drive forward and head on, it just makes things a lot less stressful, especially first when you get started. So take the time, figure out where you're going. If it's close by, you know, go drive by and look for any unexpected unwanted hazards, and just, you know, the whole idea is to be safe on the road. You don't want to have an accident. It's not fun, especially when you got a huge trailer. You don't want to get pinned in somewhere and now you got traffic blocked up and you're sweating it and you don't know what to do. And so just you know, practice, plan ahead, and take your time. Really, you know, you don't want to get rushed. A lot of times you're feeling rushed because we just want to get there and we want to be done and we want to set up, and it's getting dark and you start worrying. And, you know, take a breath, plan your trip, leave early in the morning if you can. You know, give yourself lots of time to get things figured out. So hope to see you guys on the road. Be safe. See you next time.